Howdy, Cult of Copy followers and fans. This is Colin Terrio, Pontifex Maximus of the Cult of Copy Facebook group, which you can join if you're not already a member. We discuss the same kind of things you see on this show: influence, persuasion, marketing, business, mind control. This is episode 17 of Eat Me, which is the show where at lunchtime, noon Eastern, every weekday, we get together and have a little chat about the topics that I just mentioned. And today's episode is going to be about being the bad guy. So I've talked previously in the cult and elsewhere about the value of using villains and opposition in your marketing to set yourself up as the hero, because you have bad guys that you're struggling against on behalf of your audience and prospects. Today's tidbit is a little twist on that idea where, ooh, camera's almost fallen. I got one of them there grippy tripods. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So today's little twist is about being the villain yourself and what situations where that's appropriate and something that you want to do. So think about what a villain is and what their attributes are. So it's usually ruthlessness, mercilessness, even cruelty, sort of negative, angry attributes. Now, you might think, why would I want to portray these to my audience? I want them to like me. But the thing is, you have to think of yourself as a character in a story, and complex characters are more interesting than simple ones. So if you are a good, positive person most of the time, but you have this occasional thing where you are surprisingly bad. But I'll contextualize that in a second, because I don't want anybody to be bad. But the idea that there are things that make you lose it and become rageful and frightening in a way, right? So that makes you a more complex character, and it makes you more interesting to your audience and makes you more compelling. It gives a slight element of expecting the unexpected, which makes people want to watch, right? Like they like expectation, they like knowing that things are going to be predictably comfortable, but they also like the idea that they might get something unexpected at any time. So how can you tap these emotions so you can portray the full spectrum, these negative things like anger and wrath and vengefulness, but do it in a way that doesn't make you look bad in the eyes of your audience, but gives you that villainy power that's compelling? So you want to pick attributes that you can see out in your industry that you just don't like, you hate when you see it, you hate when they crop up. The trick is you don't make it about people, you make it about the behaviors and the attributes of something. So for example, if you are like some sort of like business consultancy guru thing that you help people get things done. So you might choose laziness or just, procrastination as the more passive form of laziness as something that you want to be the villain of. Anytime you see anyone giving off any example of laziness or procrastination or excuse making, you can be the nicest, most helpful person in the world, but when you see that attribute, you attack. Not the person, but the attribute. And the person might take it personally, and if they're cool, then you want to say, look, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the behavior that you want to change. But you want to have things that you're absolutely vicious against in your marketplace. And sometimes unintended side effect of this is if you are, say, using this villainy approach, not just against attributes that you know are in your audience that you want to show yourself as the opposite of and as things they should get rid of, but you could use this against attributes and features of things that you're the villain of, that your competitors use against your audience. And this is when it gets fun, because even though I told you not to make it personal and you don't name names, if you call out a behavior that a certain competitor does as being something you hate, and it's stupid and it's evil and blah, 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 they have a tendency sometimes to want to call you out for that. And the benefit of that is they're basically advertising you as an alternative to them, to their own audience, which all audiences comprise, at least in part, of some people who are like, I like this, but is there something better out there? So I'm sure there are tons of people who follow me that maybe like my content, but maybe don't care for me perfectly, you know, as the person who delivers it. And if there's ever a person that's more like them who comes out and says the exact same thing that I do, those people would jump ship and go follow those other people. And that's fine. That's what the internet is great at, is helping people find the information they want delivered to their preference. And all we are as info marketers and guru micro celebrities in our little niches are containers for information, that we take information, we put it in a package that a certain kind of person is going to like, and that kind of person is our audience. But anyway, I'm digressing. The real focus of today is using villainy and these negative attributes and emotions: rage, vengeance, cruelty, wrath, anger, viciousness, vindictiveness, all these negative things. Even if you're a nice, sweet person, being a more rich and detailed character for your audience is always engaging to them. So you want to be able to show the full spectrum of emotions, and you want to find something that you can be a villain to, that you can be these things that people are going to understand. One example is my friend David Wright. We were just at a Matt Basak event this past weekend, and he found a video of a man lighting firecrackers behind a small dog and terrifying it, that had been posted to social media. And he started a campaign to catch the guy and give him consequences, and it got like 6.5 million views. But like, he was the villain to that guy. That guy was just, you know, a dumbass idiot, you know, cruel person. But to that guy, David, he attacked the animal cruelty as though he were its villain, its nemesis, and he pursued it relentlessly. And there's like it's one of those things where people like that viciousness. So you think of there's lots of superhero characters that fit that mold, where they're a villain to people in the story, but to you, the reader, they're the hero, right? So like Spider-Man in the comic book, for you as the reader, you know he's the hero because you know his secret identity and his background story. But to people in Spider-Man's universe, a lot of them think he's a criminal, right? Same thing with Batman. He's a vigilante, Punisher, Daredevil, etc. Any of these superheroes that are basically sort of criminals themselves, kind of, because vigilantism is a crime. That's a good role model for the kind of thing I'm talking about. So that's it for today. How to use villainy in a positive way. Be the bad guy for the benefit of your audience. And, hey, maybe even get some free publicity from the people you're poking in the eye with your tricks. If you like this video, please leave me a comment below. I also welcome questions, even suggestions for future episodes. Future episodes being every weekday at noon Eastern, right here on the Cult of Copy PR page, which, by the way, is the public-facing page for the private Facebook group called the Cult of Copy. If you ask to join and your profile doesn't look spammy, chances are I will let you in. We always like cool people who like the stuff we talk about. So join us there. If you do like this video, there's like a button that says follow, or you can like the page. You'll get notifications when we do a new one. But I already told you when we do it, noon Eastern, every weekday, just before lunchtime. See you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Love you.